All right, you guys, what is going on? Welcome to the backlog, episode 6. Is it 6?
I don't know. I'm not counting.
Episode 6 or 7, we're not sure, but welcome, you guys. We are here, me and Shar. Say hello, Shar.
Hello.
We are here ready to discuss some topics. But before we get into our major topics, we're going to touch on a topic that we forgot or we missed last week. Real quickly, shout out to Burro. He gave us a topic that was really late. We had already recorded last week, but we wanted to still include it for this episode. And he asked if we can talk about films that people loved but we thought were trash. So, quickly, Shar, you got a list for Burro?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know if I would say that these are trash. I would say that I didn't like them a lot, but like they're still decent movies, and I can say with confidence that like I can see why they're good movies, but I just personally didn't like them. That's where I'm coming from, because Eric and I don't watch trash movies. Okay, we just
Facts.
don't.
Facts. That's true. It
So,
is true. We did have a kind of a difficult time with this because we do watch movies that we think are great, pretty much.
yep.
So, but go ahead, Shar. Go ahead and let them know what you got.
So I only got four on my list, and I'm just gonna run through them without real any explanation because we don't got time for this.
Hmm.
So I have Unbreakable with Morgan Freeman and what's his name, Bruce Willis. Titanic. Everyone's heart's broken because I said Titanic.
Ouch.
Snow White, the OG
Oh, my
Snow White.
heart.
I know she's dying over there.
I'm
I'm killing her
dying.
with this. OG Snow White from Disney, like the when was it? I want to say 1960 something or
It
I
was
don't know.
old. That's all
It
we
was
know.
old. Yeah, and then the first Marvel Thor movie, I didn't really resonate with me. It had its good points, but overall, it was just kind of like, eh. He's gotten better though, so I'm happy about that.
Okay, okay. I never saw that one, I don't think, so I'll
You're
agree.
not missing much.
All right, for me, the one that came to mind first was The Fifth Element. Now,
Oh,
it seems like people love this movie because whenever it's brought up, it seems like it's just praised, but I'm
I
not
haven't watched it yet.
positive if it is like on a whole mainstream scale, but I did not like this movie. I watched it. It does have Bruce Willis in it, I believe, as well.
Damn.
And I just did not like it. So yeah, that's my number one movie I thought was trash. Also, Shaun of the Dead. Not a big
It's
fan.
so good though.
I don't know, man. I just remember like just not liking it. Yeah. As far as being trash, though, I'm kind of with you. Like, I don't think these movies. Well, maybe The Fifth Element, but these other movies, I wouldn't say they're trash. It's just that they didn't really just do much for me. I didn't get the humor. I didn't like the humor or something like that. You know, it's kind of a me
Yeah.
problem, I guess.
Yeah.
Zoolander is kind of one
I
of those
am
movies.
Guys, I'm gonna go over to her house and slap her because Zoolander is one of my favorite movies. It's ridiculous.
It's weird. The first time I saw it was with my roommates back like 10 years ago or something. I thought it was okay. And then I watched it recently with Kenny and I just was not feeling it. So I don't
So
know.
sad.
I don't
I
know what
love it.
changed, but yeah, that's in there. And then I have Rushmore, which I
I
don't
haven't
remember. Like I honestly don't remember this movie. I just remember not liking it. So
watched.
and another one is Clerks. I watched this with some friends years ago, and they were so about this movie. They loved every second. They were laughing, and I remember just sitting there thinking, "What is going on? Like, what is so great about this movie?" I just didn't like it. So yeah, that's my list. Real,
Yeah,
yeah, that was quick. That was for Buro. Shout out to you again. Thank you for the
true that.
topic, and I'm glad we were able to remember. I actually saved it in a file. I was like, remember this for July.
She did.
Yeah. So now we can go ahead and get into our major topics.
Oh
We
snap.
we are going to start with a good one. That was actually a suggestion for the top 5, but we're turning it into a topic. And it is, what are the ways we think Microsoft and Nintendo can beat Sony next generation? So what do you think? I'm going to let you start, Char. Like
You're
anything,
gonna let me start? I haven't even thought
yeah.
about it yet.
If you can. If not, I can maybe start if
I
you want.
mean, one of the things from the Nintendo side that, we've all been talking about for years is better online support with playing with friends.
Yes, preach.
We- Literally, probably the only thing that's preventing me from getting a Switch. Like, I can't,
Damn.
like, what the hell, man? They gotta get that under control and like figure it out in a way that like works for Nintendo, or else they're just like they're not gonna do it for me.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's a big deal.
Like, man, the friend codes, man.
Oh my God.
Boy.
The social security numbers that you
Oh,
that
so
you
good.
mean.
So good, such a
Yeah.
good system. I'm telling you, man. No, I'm just kidding.
That's so true though. I mean, come on, Nintendo, give us usernames, please.
Yeah. Why don't we have usernames yet? Come on. We
Yeah.
gotta have usernames.
Because you can make a name like that shows as your profile or whatever. Because I'm just Ericuts on there because that's all that fits. So you would think that could just be my screen name or network name, whatever you want to call it, gamer tag or whatever. But no, it's not. I still got to give that long ass code if I want to add somebody. I mean, it's crazy.
True that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can't speak much for Xbox's side because I'm not going to sit here and claim to know everything about Xbox because I don't. And their model and their system and how everything works on the store and everything. Like, I don't know that stuff. So honestly, I don't know what they could do other than bring more games that interest me onto their system, because a lot of Xbox games and Xbox exclusive games specifically, like, just don't hit me where the Sony ones do.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's like a personal thing or is it like I don't know what that.
Well, I could give more insight on that. No, that's a thing that a lot of people agree with you on. Definitely. Games. What I think they need to do for Microsoft is just come out with a bunch of games like immediately. They have to get they got to get started quicker than Sony, because Sony, they usually start slow when it comes to their generations. They have maybe 1-2 exclusives here. They're kind of mediocre, and then they build up to the God of Wars and, you know what I mean, the Bloodborns and all these other great games. So if Microsoft can take advantage of that, and knowing that they have to come out swinging immediately, I think they can have definitely a better start than the Xbox One. But to beat Sony, I mean, you gotta really come just...
Yeah.
Oh man, like
you gotta get it like right away.
Yeah, on everything, policies, backwards compatibility, all the games, everything has to just be hitting.
Yeah.
So that's I think that's what Microsoft has to do. But as far as Nintendo, I'm with you on the whole internet and playing online. That needs to be much better. The thing that's kind of tricky though isn't the Switch next gen already? It's kind of...
Is it?
I think because the Wii U...
I thought it was Gen 9 like everybody else.
I think it's one ahead. Anyways, let's just say it isn't, and there is going to be a next Switch or a next new Nintendo system. Yeah.
Switch Slim.
There you go. You know they're going to do something like that, like all kinds of different iterations
Switch
or whatever.
HD.
I mean, look what they're doing with the 2DS and the 3DS. Like, it's like crazy. They're always making new models and stuff. But
yeah.
Nintendo to win, and by winning, I guess we're meaning like most consoles sold and just winning the mind share of all the gamers.
What are they at right now? Do we even know what they're at?
They're actually going to catch up to Xbox. At least that's what they're saying. Yeah, it might take like about a year or so, but they're gonna probably catch up, which is crazy. So they're doing well right now. But you see how they started. They had a great first year. They had good exclusives. They had a lot of them. A great first year lineup. The problem now that's catching up to them is the third party is either not there or it's lacking. Like as far as the resolution on the games, it looks terrible, or the online isn't there, or just something is wrong with the game. Like it's just not...
always something that's wrong.
So if they can get that under control and then bring out the Metroids, bring out, maybe an F-Zero or something that people aren't expecting, something they want to come back, and just give the gamers what they want. Have these developers actually come out with their games, like Retro Studios. Everyone's waiting to see what the hell their game is, and they still haven't said anything. It's been like 5 years or something like that. And that's a developer that Nintendo fans really want to hear from. So if they could just get all that stuff out now and then have that third-party support, I think they can definitely be in the running. But I mean, when you talk about beating Sony, I mean, Sony just owns it right now.
They have so many studios.
Worldwide.
Like, so many.
Yeah, like worldwide, they're just killing it. And I just don't know if it's possible. Like we were saying earlier before the show, I think I said it, that they have to pretty much beat themselves. Like Sony would have to really F up. Like the whole, how they started with the PS3, they'd have to do something like that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the year-to-date millions of hardware sold as of the 16th of June this year. Mm-hmm. And the Switch is at 4.8 million and PS4 is 6.5 million.
Oh, for the year. For this year.
For the year.
Yeah. And Xbox is lower than that, right?
Xbox is 2.2.
Yeah, so that's pretty much been the story.
Yeah.
For this year, Sony's killing it again. Last year, which was the Switch's first year, they were kind of going back and forth. Like the Switch was winning and PS4, but the Xbox didn't win 1 month. I don't believe. So It's only a matter of time the Switch is going to catch up. Which, people consider as that's a fail for Microsoft, that the Xbox One is just a fail. It's kind of like it's over. The generation's over. Sony won already. Now we're looking to next gen. It's like, well, what can they do? Just don't do what you did with the Xbox One. That's like the best thing I could say. Like, focus on the games and all these studios that they signed. Bring those games that they're making and just bring games. Like that's the best thing we could say, I think.
Yeah, right? Honestly, like Xbox really needs to bring on the games if they want to survive, because I don't think Xbox gamers are gonna like keep it up. Like they're gonna look. I feel like people are already looking around to like the Xbox people are looking around, and the people are looking at the Xbox people and being like, so why haven't you switched yet? And the Xbox people might be thinking, yeah, why haven't I switched yet? Because like a lot of like the exclusive, not even exclusives, like a lot of the big games hit both of the consoles.
Right.
But there's so many more people on PS4. Like, oh man, I don't know. I don't know.
Not only that too, but their exclusives go to PC. So
that too.
It's like, why am I going to play on Xbox if I have a good PC? That's what people think. And
that's true. The funny thing too is like every time I see like an Xbox exclusive, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get that on Steam like in a year. Like, what?
Like Quantum Break, I think that's on Steam now. Yeah. And they eventually
even that like what is that upgraded version of the Nier Automata that's coming out or whatever. That's going to be on Steam.
Yeah, eventually.
Like, come on now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, really, it's just like we said. It's the games. Like I don't know what else, man. It's like
honestly though, like what else is there to care about? It's a video game console. What else are we going to care about other than the games? Because games are what we're here for, right?
Yeah, of course. At the end of the day, I mean, all the extra stuff is cool. Yeah, but that's not everything.
No, it's not.
Then you have the opposite, which is Nintendo, where it's basically nothing. They're slow. They're slow getting everything.
God damn it. I feel like Nintendo needs to just take a back seat for a generation, figure their shit out, and then come out fucking fighting. Just like, because they always release their consoles at such weird times.
Yeah.
And they think it's because it's like, oh, I won't have any competition, but like your competition has already sold like millions of copies of like everything, and then you release a product. It's like I don't like that. I don't like that from them. I've never liked that from them.
Yeah, they're always known as like marching to their own drum, or how they
Yeah.
say it. What's it saying? Something like
No,
that.
you're right. Yeah.
But yeah, they're just not in competition with anyone else, only themselves. And you know, they always have that reputation. And I think
But
they
they are in
try.
competition and they don't get that.
Yeah, it's like they try and embrace it, like, oh, we're different, and we're gonna, cater to this crowd, which is kind of
I
true
mean,
because
they are.
there is a crowd for it. Obviously, they're buying the Switch, but it's like
Sure,
for
yeah.
the rest of us who like the
Have
other
already
systems as
bought.
well, we kind of want more reasons to be like, okay, well, I'll pick this up on the Switch. But if it's gonna
Yeah.
be held back in some way, I mean, we're not gonna do it. Like, look at Dark Souls Remastered. They had to delay it because
Yeah.
for whatever reason, maybe it's running like crap. Who knows? And they delayed my amiibo. Still kind of mad about that. Even though, even though I'm not using the
Yeah.
amiibo, I just want it. I just want it to
I don't know.
collect.
It's just like
Yeah.
everything on the Switch is just so late, and it just doesn't do it for me. Because then it just doesn't give me any incentive to like get it, other than like Nintendo exclusive stuff, like Zelda and Kirby and all that stuff.
Right.
Like, and even then, like personally, that's not enough to pull me in quite yet. Unfortunately, unfortunately for them, like I'm missing out on one customer because you're not doing shit right. But yeah, no, I don't
You
know.
probably just
I keep
need-
considering it and then shooting myself in the foot because I'm just like, there's so many other things I could play.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, you probably just need like that one game to really be like, okay, I gotta have that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are waiting too. Like they're waiting for Metroid, or they're waiting for Smash, which is coming this year, or they're waiting for something else. And there's really
Yeah.
nothing in between. There's like some indies here and there. There's a Kirby game or something like that, but there's really no big hitters that they want.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's kind of the issue. If you're not having that big third-party support, or your games are coming out like Wolfenstein, I hear it's horrible on the Switch. Like, just frame
Really?
rates are bad. Yeah, just
Ugh.
not good. So it's like you're
Man,
getting these
can't even
games,
imagine.
like you said, they're getting them late, and then on top of that, they're not performing well. So what's the point of? And then they're paying $60. It's like, come
Yeah.
on. It's like, come on, Nintendo. You can't do that.
paying $60 for like Wolfenstein when you can get it on a Steam sale for like maybe 30.
Exactly.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, so that's Nintendo's issue, I think, at the moment. And if they just need to clean
Yeah.
that up and then get it together, get the online together, and then next gen, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, well, that was a good topic. I thought
That-
that was
yeah.
good. Yeah, interesting stuff to think about. But I think at the end of the day, we both agree, like, Sony is just a monster.
It really is. Like,
Yeah,
they crushing it.
definitely.
They've been crushing it for a couple years now, but like, damn.
I mean, when you really think about it, even last gen, how badly they started, they still caught up.
Yeah, because they
by-
got the third-party support, and then everybody
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'm on board with this now.
And they had the exclusives. They had The Last of Us and other games.
Oh man, Last of Us fucking blew the shit out.
Yeah. I mean, that's what got me on their plane. So I'm
And now we
not-
got Last of Us 2 coming, and they're just gonna
Yeah.
fucking blow that shit up again. It's just like, oh god.
Yeah, crazy. All right, so next topic is pretty interesting as well. It's still gaming related. It's our first gaming memory, or memories if you have more, and just games that influenced us early on. I got to give credit to who gave us that topic, but you go ahead and start, Char. Like, what do you want to start with? You want to start with, like, the consoles, or you want to just go straight to like certain games?
I mean, well,
what comes to your mind? Like, what's your number one like first memory?
first memory I ever had, I think I've told this story before. It was I don't remember how old I was, but PlayStation 1 was out, and we didn't have one because I was still a youngin, too young to like really like understand all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I have this memory of going to my uncle's house, and all the adults were doing something in one room, and he was like, "Hey, here's my PlayStation. You kids have fun. This game is really good. Whatever." And so, the disc he had in it was Final Fantasy VII,
Ooh.
because that shit was big,
Yeah.
like huge at the time. And he was a gamer. He still is, kind of. He's got 2 kids, so he's kind of busy. But so he basically popped it on like turned it on for us because we didn't know how to do any of this. Obviously, never seen it before,
Yeah.
and just kind of like started a new game and started playing it. And I remember like before we left, like I had like super like anxiety of like trying to get out of the reactor. Anybody who's played Final Fantasy 7 knows that like knows what I'm talking about. But like in the beginning, like first like 15 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever of the game, it's like you have to get out of the reactor in I think the timer's like 10 minutes, and it's like more than enough time. But like my small ass brain as a kid was like freaking out and like I don't know how to do it, and like no, just trying to like figure that out was. I remember that really, really vividly. But so that was my first contact with games that I can remember. It was Final Fantasy 7, and I wouldn't play Final Fantasy 7 again until I was, I want to say 16 or 17, when I actually like sat down and decided to play it all the way through and like finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, maybe I was like 19, but whatever. Anyways, so I didn't touch it for like a lot of years. But yeah, and then after that, it was kind of like, didn't really know what video games were still, like, didn't really pay attention to them until, like, my brother started kind of getting into them.
Mm-hmm.
He's younger than me by, like, 2 years. So the Game Boy Advance came out. I don't remember when the Game Boy Advance came out, goddamn.
I could look it up.
I was pretty young still. I want to say we were like 11. I was like 12. I was like 12?
2001? 2001.
2001. How old am I? Goddamn.
You tell us, sure.
I was born in 92, so...
So you were 9.
Oh, I was 9. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I was 9 when it came out, and I think we waited like a year or whatever, and we were walking through like Costco. And they... Or was it new? It might have been new. I don't remember, but it was a lot of money. It was like $120 or something crazy. That was a lot of money for an 8-year-old or whatever. And so we saw it. We were going through Costco and we saw the box, and my brother had been raving about it. He's like, I want to get it. So we split the money on it to buy this Game Boy Advance. A goddamn Game Boy Advance.
Damn.
These two kids are like splitting money on. It's ridiculous, but I love it. And the box came with a Game Boy Advance. Did you ever see like the blue, or not the blue? It was purple. Like
I'm
the
looking
purple
at it
see-through
right now.
ones?
I'm looking at it on the wiki because I was
Yes,
trying
we
to
had
find
one
the
of those.
price. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
That was a cool one. That was
Does
nice.
it have the original price? What was the original
I'm
price?
trying to find it. It doesn't
Oh,
say.
shit. Anyways,
That's
so
why
it
I'm
was
here.
it was like a semi see-through like purple Game Boy Advance, and it came with a copy of Super Mario World
Ooh.
for Game Boy Advance. That game was fire. That game was so good. Holy shit! I could never finish it because it's just like I didn't know how to game things. I was not good at platformers and whatever, but I got far. I didn't beat it. My brother beat it before me, but whatever. We also ended up getting like Kirby. That's when I first discovered Golden Sun, which is one of my favorite games, the RPG for your Game Boy Advance. I got Golden Sun myself. I think I bought it myself, and then my parents bought me the second one. So that's where the JRPGs started, or RPGs started, I guess, was Game Boy Advance. And then my brother ended up getting a PS2, and then from there we just had a PS2 in the house all the time. I went to high school, met a whole bunch of people who loved RPGs as well, and they introduced me to like, my first boyfriend introduced me to Persona 3.
Oh, nice.
And I remember the most vivid one, and the last one I'm gonna like end on is, I remember going to Blockbuster and renting. This is when we had the PS2 at the time. I remember going to Blockbuster and renting a PS2 version of Tales of the Abyss and beating it in a week. Now that game is not
Damn.
short. That game.
How many hours do you think it was?
Oh man, I think I spent like 35 to 40 hours in that game in a week.
Damn, that's
Which
a lot in a
like
week.
a lot, but like I'm going to school and doing homework
Right.
in between, right? Like, yeah,
That's
week
a
or
lot.
week and a half. I think I beat it. I ate that game up like so fast. And then
Yeah.
also we also had DDR, so I was DDRing for like a lot of my life too.
Nice, nice.
Because PS2. Yeah. Anyways, that was a long story. I'm sorry.
No, no, that's fine. I see the price. It says 99.95. So 100 bucks.
99? Okay, yeah, so it was like 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you guys have money so young? Do you get allowance or what?
I don't remember. I wish I could remember. I think the package, like, with the Game Boy Advance and the Mario was, like, a little bit more because the Mario
Oh,
was
right,
with
with the
it,
game. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
with the game. But,
Bundled.
yeah, I don't remember.
Maybe like birthday
Maybe it
money or
was,
something
it
like
might have
that.
been birthday money, and we had, like, $50 each, and we were like, can we get it? Yeah.
Crazy. That's awesome though. So you and your brother kind of just
Yeah, the
influenced each other in a
PS2
way.
was the PS2 was my brother's, but he split the money with my parents. Like I didn't have a hand in that, but I ended up
Mm.
getting my own later on anyway. So it's like whatever.
It's kind of crazy too, because like he is younger than you. Usually when I hear these stories, it's like an
Yeah.
older sibling. Interesting. So you started about 9 or so. Well, really, kind of.
A
Well,
little
like
bit
as far as
earlier
owning
than
your
that.
consoles and stuff like that.
I was like 5 or 6.
Oh, dang. So yeah,
Five.
I guess we started around the same time then, or same age, I should say. Because
Yeah.
when I was
When
4 or 5, that was when I had my first memory, which of course was the original NES. I'm sure you knew that already, and everyone watching too probably guessed that. Yeah, I remember playing Super Mario Brothers, and it was my uncle's console. My uncle was kind of like my older brother role, because I didn't have older siblings. It was me. I was the oldest, and then I had a younger sister. So my uncle kind of played that role in like showing us games and introducing me to gaming. And he gave me the controller. I'm playing Super Mario Brothers, and I remember I couldn't jump over the hole in the ground. You know, the first level for the first world.
Oh, that's
just
so
just
cute.
just the simple little jumps at the beginning, and I remember I didn't make it. It seemed so big then, like the the hole.
Yeah, no,
It seemed
yeah.
like I couldn't make it. I just remember that feeling. And then my uncle and my aunt who was there, they started laughing. And I remember I mean, it was probably cute. I don't know. Maybe they thought I was all being cute or whatever. But in my mind, I remember feeling kind of upset, like, oh, because I messed up and I wanted to succeed at the game. Like I wanted to beat the level, and I was like 4 years old. So it's kind of crazy. Like thinking back, like I was kind of competitive already. Like I started getting that like little competitive spirit, and I wanted to like show them I could do it, and like, you know what I mean? So I had that memory, and then my uncle, he just, it was his Nintendo, so he would introduce me to games like Metroid, Punch Out, of course, Duck Hunt, Kid Icarus. That was a big one. I remember never beating it. That was a hard game to me at
You
the
just
time.
reminded me of something I forgot.
Well, you can mention it. You can mention it if you
You
want.
said Duck Hunt, and I remember going to like I had like an aunt or like we had cousins or whatever, and they were much older, but they had Duck Hunt in their house, and whenever we went to their house, we would play Duck Hunt with them.
Nice.
And we also had other friends who had like N64, and we would play like N64, like a Mario Party 2 and like Pokemon
Nice.
Stadium and stuff. And I
Nice.
forgot. I don't know why I forgot those, but yeah, I had other. There were other places where I played other games
Yeah, the
before we got the
64.
PS2.
64 was great. I love the
64 was so
64.
good.
That was technically the first console I actually owned, because the NES, the original one, I played at my grandma's with, because it was my uncle's, and then the SNES, he had it, but he would just let me borrow it, because my parents, they just didn't have money like that just to be buying us consoles and stuff, so we just played games through him. Thankfully, like he introduced me to so many different consoles, like the TurboGrafx. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, like we're going way back. So there's like that,
Wow.
the Sega Saturn, the Dreamcast, the 3DO. I don't know if you've heard of a 3DO.
Possibly.
It was super expensive and like way ahead of its time. It was like, it was just a crazy system. And I think it failed pretty quick. But he had like everything. So I think that's why now I'm so just willing to play wherever. You know what I mean? You know, some people, they kind of grow up on one certain thing and they prefer it all the time. But I just kind of play wherever. Like because I grew up like that. I was playing on everything. PlayStation though, and we talked about this before, I didn't have a lot of experience on PlayStation because my uncle, he owned one, but I think he sold it soon after that. Like he didn't really have it
Mm.
a long time. And like I said, like my parents, they didn't buy us consoles. The only reason I was able to get a 64 was because my dad's coworker sold it to him with like 6 or 7 games. It had like Mario, Mario Kart, GoldenEye, games like that. And I finally got to own a console. That was literally like the best day of my childhood. Like when he bought that 64, that was a huge day for me. And I was like really young. I was like a young teenager at that point. Yeah, so that's pretty much like the first memory I had, the Super Mario memory. And then just playing on the original NES. The Super Nintendo was huge for me. That's still my favorite system of all time. Just because of all the different games I had on there. I think that's where I actually beat my first game, which is either Super Mario World or Super Metroid. I know I beat both of them, but I don't know which came first. I have a funny memory with Super Mario World too, because my my uncle, he beat the game, right, and then me and my sister would play it, and we'd jump around level to whatever level, right, just to play it. My sister actually she erased his file on accident. And she started crying. She felt awful. I feel like I've told this before. I don't know if I told it here or somewhere else, but she just felt awful. She was probably 6 at the time, something like that. And he actually wasn't mad at her. He was pretty cool about it. I was shocked. I thought he was going to be super mad at us, but he wasn't mad. So, good on him, I guess. Maybe he thought, well, I already beat it, so whatever. I don't know. But I think I was more mad than him because I lost all the access to the levels. I was like, you erased it. What are you doing? And I'm probably the one that made her cry. I don't even know.
Oh.
Now I feel bad. But yeah, I don't even know if she remembers that or not. That's funny. But yeah, just a lot of Nintendo. I mean, I was a Nintendo kid, but I did play a lot of different systems. The Game Boy was another one. Game Gear, Genesis. My cousin had a Genesis. Yeah.
Speaking of the Genesis,
did you have it or you played it?
My grandma had it at her house, but it actually like belonged to my uncle. So he had a Genesis before he got the PS1. But
Okay.
my brother and I would play it after school when we would go. I think were we in elementary school? We might have been. Yeah, we would have been in elementary school, and we would like go to her house, and she would like make us food, and then we'd play like Sonic 2 until our parents came to get us.
Were you guys aware of like the console wars back then, like the Super
Of the
Nintendo, the console wars?
Oh, the other consoles?
Yeah, well, Super Nintendo versus Genesis specifically. Like, was that a thing? Like, did you guys know about that or no?
We were too young to remember the SNES, I think. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I saw an SNES for, like, years. Like, yeah, the Genesis was the oldest thing that we played on when I was younger. And we didn't even know. We were like, oh, it's called a Genesis, whatever. We didn't even, like, know that there was, like, a Dreamcast or, like, an SNES. It was just, like, didn't matter.
That's how it was though when you're kids. Like, you don't think about that stuff, you know? But
There was no internet either for
Yeah.
people to be like, oh, there's all these other things where you should play them all or whatever, right? Like, it was whatever you had access to, which is kind of a good thing, because then I would have been like, maybe I would have been jealous? I don't know.
like
Actually,
you want the
but
better thing, yeah.
I don't know, I thought the Genesis is pretty fucking good, though.
Yeah, no, I'm just asking because, like, my cousin, he had the Genesis. He was younger than me. And then my uncle, of course, had the Super Nintendo. So I was all, like, into the Nintendo, of course. So we would kind of, like, tease each other, like, oh, that game looks better over here, you know? Kind of like things like that. Like, how come it looks all weird on the Genesis and it sounds bad? And, like, you know, just, like, little, you know, it was friendly. It's not like we were fighting or anything, but it did exist, even between us. Like, it was there. It was kind of crazy how, you know, even back then, that was happening. I could just imagine with the internet. Like, these kids now, can't imagine for them now because they have all this access to, like...
Ridiculous, dude.
I can't even imagine growing
I
up
don't
now.
like to imagine it. It's moving way too fast. Like,
Yeah, but,
Goddamn.
yeah, so that was good. Good
Yeah.
times, good memories.
They were good memories. No one else is ever going to have these memories.
Right? I always think about that too. Like, whenever I feel old, I'm like, you know what? I might be old or feel old, but I grew up in an awesome time because I got to
Right.
see the evolution. You know what I mean?
And
And
I'm like younger than you, but like even then I saw the
mhm.
evolution. Like it's ridiculous.
Like the jumps, especially in graphics, like
Oh fuck yeah.
seeing like Mario 64 for the first time, or maybe even you with Final Fantasy or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
no,
that.
like
Yeah,
remembering the first like memories of Final Fantasy and looking at that game and then looking at like Persona 2, I'm just like, what the or not Persona 2, sorry. It's Persona 3.
three.
I didn't play Persona 2. But yeah, that game
Yeah.
comparatively to the PS2 stuff was just insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember crying when I saw the graphics that Final Fantasy 13 had.
Really? Like you actually shed
Yeah.
tears?
Like I took my PS3 and the game over to my ex-boyfriend's house and we put it in and we started playing it and we got to one part in the beginning and it was so beautiful I almost started crying because he had a huge screen. Like it was a really big screen. Like it was a huge TV
Yeah.
and we wanted to play it on a big screen for the first time together and it was just like oh my
Man, the
god, it
memories.
was so good.
Like playing games on a big TV was like such a big deal back
It was a
then.
huge deal.
Yeah,
Huge.
I remember real quick before we move on, like my grandpa, he had this big screen TV and he told my uncle, he was like, don't play your games on here because it's going to mess it up. I don't know if
What?
yeah, it was like I don't know if that was like some kind of myth or something, but he truly believed the games would like mess up the picture or something. So, so we'd be over
Myth.
there. Yeah, we'd be over there. My grandpa would be at work or something, and my uncle's like, "Hey, let's sneak the Nintendo on the big screen." So we'd be hooking it up, like all quiet and everything. So my
Yes.
grandma wouldn't know, and we would play, whatever on there, and just be all amazed. And it was like so cool. Like my uncle, he's always like doing that with us, like just including us in all his fun and stuff. So we had good times back then. Yeah. But anyways, we're on to our top five. We've been talking for a minute, Shar.
We can talk for a while. Hey man, when it gets to those memories,
Yeah.
it's like, oh yes.
Can't help it. But yeah, this is probably gonna be over an hour. I'm already guessing. But
First one over an hour. Let's go.
yes, the top five for this week involves food.
Yes.
This is Shar's request because I gave her a list of like I gave her a list of suggested top fives, and right away she was like food. Oh, by the
Hey, we
way,
need a break. We need a break from all this game talk, okay?
yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. But by the way, I forgot to shout out J.S. Curtis 84. He's the one that gave us the games that influenced us early on. That was a top five suggestion, but we turned it into a topic, so shout out to you. But now on to our top five. So this is going to be our top five fast food places.
It's so silly after what we've been
Yeah,
talking
it kind of
about.
does sound
But
silly.
it's come on. You gotta know.
Especially how I felt like I was building this up right now, like because I'm all
Right?
pausing and stuff.
And then we just ended on food. It's just like
Oh man. So
oh, that's great.
for me, I'm just gonna say, I don't eat a lot of fast food these days. So my list, a lot of it is food that I used to eat a lot on my list. So I don't know if you want me to start or if you want to start or we want to go back and forth.
I feel like we should start at the bottom and then build it up to the best ones.
Oh, okay. How about you? You do your bottom one and then I'll do mine.
Okay, so my bottom one is one that is actually based here in Japan. So you won't find this chain outside of Japan. Sorry.
Okay.
It's called Sukiya, and what it is I'm gonna have to explain donburi to y'all. Okay, so
Yep.
there's a type of really simple cooking in Japan, and what it is it's just rice on the bottom, and then it's meat or vegetables or whatever on top. It's called donburi. Now, Sukiya is like, it's basically a donburi place where that's what it is. It sells the different kinds of meat on top with sauce and rice on the bottom. But it's fast food. So, you're craving some donburi, but you don't want to go make it yourself, even though it's like super fucking easy. You can go to Sukiya and for like 400 to 500 yen, just get like a whole bunch of food. It's just like, it's great.
Dang. Sounds
I love
good. Yeah.
It's It's good for like those late nights when you're out with your friends and you're just like, I don't know what to get. Let's just
Nice.
get to yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, you always have to have a go-to place like that. Like if you're out, maybe having drinks or something, you get the munchies.
Yeah.
I think here a lot of people just go to Denny's. So trash.
Oh, we have Denny's here too. And it's
Yeah,
not the hugest fan of Denny's, I gotta say.
yeah, it's okay because that's really what's
It's
all that's
okay.
available, really. Like to sit down and
Yeah.
eat. Yeah, that's
True
like the
that.
only choice. I forgot to shout out who gave us this topic. I'm slacking. I think
Oh,
it's
that's right.
at Willie. Hold on. Yeah, at Willie04 on Twitter. So shout out to him. He gave us this topic. So yeah, my bottom one. I like how we're calling it the bottom one. But
The
yeah,
worst of the favorites. I don't.
the yeah, the worst of the top five. I actually put McDonald's because
Okay.
yeah, I'm not the biggest fan, but kind of like with you, with your late night spot, you know, you had a few drinks with friends, you're out and about. I loved going to McDonald's to get the sausage McMuffins late in the morning because they would sell them like
Oh,
all
huge.
day. Yeah, like 2 in the
So
morning,
good.
right? I'm a little buzzing and, you know, we're heading home for the night. I'm like, you know what? I'm really craving a McMuffin. So me and Kenny or me and friends, whoever, we'd go get some. Oh, so good. It's so good in the middle of the night. So that's the reason it made this list because I don't really care too much for like the hamburgers and the other stuff. The fries are good. And McDonald's I feel like is the OG, you know, that's what I grew up on. Like whenever we went out of
Mm-hmm.
town, if we went to Disneyland, we would stop and get McDonald's. Like that was the thing. That was what we always did. You know,
Yeah.
chicken nuggets, Happy Meals. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what kid didn't go to McDonald's and like McDonald's, you know? So, yeah, just that those reasons alone, I think it deserved to be on the list. Even though I don't when I grew up and actually started, you know, I was like a teenager and I was eating way more fast food, I actually didn't eat McDonald's a lot, but just because of those reasons, it's like I have to put it on here because those reasons matter. They're big reasons. Yeah. All right. So that's my last. That's the bottom.
That's the bottom
That's
one.
the
All right.
bottom. Yeah.
All right. One up from the bottom. It's gotta be Wendy's.
Ooh, good.
I went to Wendy's a lot as a kid.
Nice.
Just you know, and it's funny because like I know it's fast food, but it never. I mean, it kind of felt like fast food, but at the same time, it's like we'd always spend a lot of time there.
Hmm.
So it was like I don't know, but they got them good salads. Like oh my god, oh Wendy's got good salads. Yeah, I don't know. I really a big fan of Wendy's. Kind of craving it right now.
Ooh, what about them Frosties though?
Yo, you know, as a kid, them Frosties were the shit though.
I actually have Wendy's on my list too. I had it as number 3 though. Should I just go ahead and say it now? Like I'll just add
I
to you.
mean, you
Yeah.
already said it. So.
I mean, okay, so the Frosties, right? My grandma,
Ugh.
she used to take us, yeah, she used to take us to get Frosties. And like you were
Yes.
saying, you spend time there. Like we would sit in the booth.
You sit there forever, right?
Yeah, and they were cool with it. Like we would sit there and just
Yeah.
talk and like spend time with my grandma and we would
Yeah.
talk about school or whatever, have
Same.
a Frosty, and then we would go. It was really nice. Like that was
Yeah.
quality time in
It is quality
my
time.
mind, you know? Yeah. Wendy's is
Did you ever do the fries and Frosty thing?
I tried it, but it wasn't like the go-to.
Oh man,
I,
That's
I
just
tried
good,
it
though.
though. It was cool.
Ugh.
Like it wasn't bad, but it's not
No.
like I did it all the time. I just
man,
loved.
I feel
just
like
love the Frosties by
somebody
itself.
told me that once, and I was like, man, what are you doing? Your fries and Frosty, and then I
That's
tried it, and I
weird.
was like, oh damn, this is good though.
Yeah, I remember that. But
hilarious.
oh, and then like when I got older, especially when I was first dating Kenny, we used to make like Wendy's runs, and we'd go get the junior bacon cheeseburger. Like they'd be like $1, so we'd get like a bunch of those fries, nuggets. We'd get like full meals for like $5.
Yo, literally, Wendy's
Crazy.
know what they're doing though. Holy shit.
Yeah, they're cheap, but they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wendy's, I had that on there too.
Wendy's good.
Yeah, so you can go.
What's your number 4 then, man?
You want me to go and say it then? Number 4.
Go ahead.
I have Taco Bell, and
Taco-
I'm not that excited about it because now I think it's disgusting. But when I was eating a lot of fast food, I went there so much, like after work, because I used to work nights, back like right before I moved out. I work nights, and then I would go make a Taco Bell run, and then I'd go home. That was like my thing. Like I was always doing that. And I liked it back then. I really liked it. But then I had it recently because I think this was like maybe 2-3 years ago, because we were out of town and we needed something to eat and we couldn't find anything else. There was a Taco Bell. So we went to Taco Bell and I had soft tacos, all my go-to stuff, chalupa, all that. And it was disgusting. I don't know if it was this. I don't know if it's because I had stopped eating fast food and maybe my taste buds just didn't like it anymore, or that Taco Bell was just trash. I don't know. I'm not sure. It could have been both. But I still have to remember the good old days when I was always just going and getting fast food, and that was kind of one of my go-tos. Taco Bell was good. And it was cheap. Yeah. So that was my number 4. So
Nice.
What about you? What did you have for 3? You're on 3,
Number
right?
3, because
Yeah.
your number 3 is Wendy's, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My number 3 is A&W.
Ooh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
A&W, again, was one of those things that, like, we spent a lot of time there, and it was, specifically, if me and my family were going on a road trip, we would always get A&W breakfasts. Like, always. Like, no question. We would stop at A&W, get, like, whatever breakfast we wanted, and then we'd be on the road to drive to wherever we were going.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just a thing we did. And it was just, oh, man, and I don't know, their chicken strips are so good, man!
I don't think
Anyways,
I've had
that was a
them.
pretty chill place, too. And the place where I grew up, one of the Wendy's that we had was on, like, a corner. And in the summer, because there was a lot of, like, car guys that lived in our area or whatever, you
Mhm.
could sit there, and it was, like, between, like, 2, like, main roads, kind of. And you could just sit there and, like, car watch from, like, the windows of a Wendy's. It was
Right.
ridiculous.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I like places like that. You can just chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the food, too.
Honestly, I didn't even know A&W had breakfast. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you. Like, I've
Yeah.
only been in there, I think, once or twice because I was out of town at some concert, and I think it was like on the way. But I just thought of like
Yeah.
just their lunch and
I feel
dinner.
like it's got a nostalgia factor that's really weird for me, but I still like it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so I'm on my number 2 then.
Oh, boy.
I did have this number 1 just because I still eat it, and I will eat this now, but I switched it to number 2 because I'll explain number 1 later. But I have Chipotle as number 2. And
I will say right now, us Canadians, I don't think I've ever seen a Chipotle in my life.
are they up there? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe it's just here. I don't know. But I recently just started eating it maybe 2-3 years ago. And it's the only thing of this list I'll eat now. So that's why I had it
It's
number
that
1.
good.
Yeah, I had it number 1 thinking, well, I eat this still, so it should be number 1. But really, I think the number 1 deserves it. But Chipotle is good. I like Chipotle. I mean, if I could get authentic Mexican food, I'm gonna get it. But if I want to eat somewhat healthy and just get something quick, Chipotle's nice because you just go in there, you tell them what you want, they make it right there, and then you're on your way. And it's not that cheap though. That's the bad thing. I think it's like $7 or $8 for a burrito,
Oh, jeez.
but you get full. Like it's a big fat burrito.
I can accept that then.
So it's kind of worth it. And it's cool. I mean, it's good. Yeah, but I don't really have any like nostalgia with it, or I don't have no memories because I barely
No.
started eating it. Yeah,
It's good,
just
though.
it's just on here because it's good and I still eat it. So
Yeah.
not many stories. But what about you? What's your number 2?
So my number 2, I'm thinking about it now, and it's like my number 2 and my number 1 could be interchangeable, and they probably are. So it's really hard to say that they're number 2 and number 1. I'm probably, yeah, whatever. Anyways, so my number 2 is Subway.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Because
Okay.
Subway is fast food. As much as everybody's like, oh, it's not fast food. Yes, it is.
It
They make the
is.
sandwich in like less than 5 minutes. It's fucking fast
It's like
food, guys.
Chipotle but sandwiches.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so good, and you can get like the meal deal. You can get a cookie if you want to. The sandwiches are huge. Most of them will fill you up right away.
Yep.
When I was in university, I almost, like, after one specific class with one specific person, we would always get a foot long and just sit and, like, bitch about the class and school and life and everything. It was great. So yeah, that just, and it makes you feel like you're being healthy because it's a sandwich. It's got like veggies in it, but you know it's not. But it's still good.
That's like Chipotle. That's the same thing, dude. Bruh, I'm like salty. I forgot Subway.
You forgot Subway.
Oh, I have university memories too. Like, I mean, I know I went to college a little bit later than you, but I would eat it at college too.
Man. Yeah,
oh,
it's
man.
like, it fills you up, and it's just
it's cheap.
It's so bad.
Oh,
it's pretty cheap. It's not too bad.
I started getting into the like the flatbread ones and then have them heated up. The turkey and Swiss.
Stop.
Ooh.
Oh my god, they're so good.
That sounds good right now, man.
And they have just like so many different kinds.
I'm so salty. Good thing you had it though. You brought it up because I totally didn't even think about it.
I know.
You'd think I would have with Chipotle on my list.
Right?
Damn.
It's like, okay, she's pointing for Chipotle. All right.
Yeah.
I got Subway. It's
Man, I'm trash.
What's your number one?
My number one, I have Carl's Jr. I don't know if you've had Carl's Jr. Do you guys have?
I've never seen Carl's Jr.
It's burgers, fries. I just have so many memories of getting Carl's Jr. Like me and my dad and my sister. That was like our go-to because they would always do like 2 burgers for $5. I think they still do that. You'd get like 2 bacon westerns, so it's like a patty with bacon and then onion rings and barbecue sauce. So you get like 2 of those for like a small price. And then, so what I would do is get like 1 for my dad, 1 for me. And then it would come with like a big soda, big thing of fries. The only thing is that they changed their fries. So they're kind of trash now. They used to be amazing. They used to be amazing. And then they changed them. Yeah, like I think they wanted to be more healthy or something like that.
It's fast food. Can't be
healthy.
healthy.
It's like, dude, they're fries. They're not gonna be healthy. You might as well give us the bad ones. You know what I mean? But they taste so good. So that's the knock on them now, and why I think they probably could fall down the list. But because of how much I loved it then, and like, it was just so good. The only problem was my ex started working there. So like I ended up awkward. That was awkward, and I would see him in the drive-thru. I was like, damn, I can't come here no more. But this was years ago, and back when I lived.
When you stopped going to Carl's Jr. because your ex worked there.
It was kind of the reason, because that was back in my hometown. Once I moved away, like 20 minutes away, I was good. But when I lived back home,
over here.
Dude, he wouldn't quit working there. He was like working there for years. I was like, dude, when are you gonna quit this job?
I love how you're like, yo, he wouldn't quit, so I can go back. Like, what's wrong with this school? Oh,
why are you still here? We're like 20-something years old. You're still here, man. What's going on? But yeah, now that I think about it, that was super awkward. Like,
that's
it was.
So funny.
But yeah,
Erica just pulls up to the drive-thru. She's like, "You're still working here?" Oh, just like...
Well, damn it! I gotta make small talk real quick. Oh, he's handling my food.
Quit?
Oh no! Why haven't you quit? Can I speak to your manager, please? Oh man, good times. Yeah, but that was back in my hometown, and yeah, that was like my go-to. And then it got awkward. But then I moved, and I would still, go to Carl's after work on the way home or something like that. Oh, so good. So, and then they had like crisp cut fries, which is kind of like the waffle fries. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of, those were good too. But even those are kind of weird now. I don't know what they did with their fries. They just changed them.
Fried them differently, maybe, or something.
Something's going on. Different oil. Who knows? But yeah, that's my number one.
Number one.
Yeah.
My number one is kind of like, I'm Canadian, so this is the obligatory number one, but it's number one because I also do really like it, and a little bit of bias. So my number one is Tim Hortons.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I didn't know.
Which Erica's sitting over here, she's like, I don't know what Tim Hortons is.
I'm gonna Google it.
Go to Canada and have some Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons.
it's for those of you out there who don't know what Tim Hortons is. It is a donut shop, or at least it started as a donut shop. It's donuts, coffee, and they also serve soups and like smaller sandwiches. Like you can get like lunch. It's a very good lunch place, but it's still fast food. And I actually had to like Google it to make sure that it was fast food, because I was like, I don't really know if this counts as fast food. Is it a cafe or is it fast food? But they have so many chains that it's considered fast food, so don't come after me. But they have like all the donuts, and just so many times when I was a kid, we'd go to Tim Hortons and get donuts. Just so many. Like it was one of those things that like if you're having like a office party, or like you're going to someone's house and you have to bring something, it's like you bring a box of Tim Hortons donuts. Or you bring like a box of what they're called. They're called Timbits, and what they are is they're like smaller versions of donuts, but you can eat them in one bite.
Oh, those are like donut holes.
Kind of, yeah.
Right, the balls. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm looking
like,
at them right now. They look good.
Yeah. They're coined as Timbits, so that's I had never heard the term donut hole, like. Until I spoke to some Americans, and they were like, "Oh, they're like donut holes." And I'm
That's
like,
what we call
"Yeah,
'em here.
sure, I guess. I don't know what that is, but sure."
It's like the whole of the donut that they take out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they are. So you'd bring like that, and maybe coffee, because they serve coffee in there.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Dude, I'm looking at the menu and like these lattes, handcrafted lattes. Like it looks really good because I love
Fresh
coffee now.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Timbits.
fresher than Starbucks probably in the morning.
Probably, yeah. More like handcrafted and like more love put into them, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds cool. Like
So
I
much
would,
sugar in my
shoot,
beard.
I would go here.
When you're a kid and you get those donuts, oh boy, they sugar. Oh, they're
Ooh,
good.
the
though.
sugar rush. Yes.
Oh, it's good, man.
That's the one thing I think we're missing here. Like we don't really have that like we don't have a place like this. We have mom and pop donut places, but not one with like
Yeah, but you don't have
drive-thrus.
like a chain of them.
No.
No, like everybody in Canada is Tim Hortons, man.
Damn, I'm jealous.
It's good.
This is awesome. I'm going to Canada
I
tonight.
think they have breakfast stuff too. I haven't seen the menu in a while.
I see. Yeah, they got like kind of like sausage McMuffin
Yeah.
kind of things. Yeah.
They have a I'm just remembering now. They do have a drive-through, so yeah, they do. are,
Nice. I like the little box the Timbits come in.
Yeah, isn't that cute? You can
It's
carry it
cute,
around.
yeah. It's all tiny.
Yeah.
Cool. Man, Canada's just better in every way, damn it. I swear. Like, you guys got the healthcare, you got the donuts.
Donuts, man.
Man, I'm jealous. Well, that was a good top 5. I enjoyed that one. Man, we're a bunch of
I'm hungry
fatties
now.
over here. Yeah, we're all hungry now. I want some donuts now. I'm like craving
Yeah.
it.
I miss donuts. I'm gonna have so many. I'm gonna have Tim Hortons when I go back.
Oh, to Canada. You going for the holidays or what?
Yeah, I'm coming back
Oh,
for the
okay.
holidays for a
Nice.
week and a bit.
Nice,
Gonna
nice.
eat all of the things I miss. Every single one.
Just send me a picture so I could be pissed that day and like salty. Make me salty.
Send you a picture of Timbits and stuff.
Just
Oh my God.
you biting into a Timbit.
Hell yeah.
Send it to me. I probably will. I'll remember. I'll remember.
I'm gonna buy my own box of donuts just for me.
Oh man.
Oh, yes.
I might get donuts tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Monday? Sunday. I'm gonna send
She's
Kenny.
over here just making donut plans now.
We're gonna make a donut run, Kenny. God damn it. Oh man. Well, that was a good top 5, man. We went for a long time. Every time we bring up food, I don't care who you are. We could be here
Talk about
forever.
food for a
Yeah, we
long
could
time.
talk forever. I did a little live stream a couple days ago and food came up and I was in there just talking about food for a while. It just happens, you know?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Really does.
so that is it for our backlog today, guys. We made it a long one. We always do. But that's why you love us, right? That's why you love us.
Right? We're making sure, right?
Yeah,
If you stuck
so-
around this long, kudos to you.
Yes, let us know in the comments section if you were here for the Timbits. Type Timbits in the comment section and
Yeah.
let us know what you thought of the episode. And if you have any suggestions for topics, you want us to cover something for the top 5 or anything, you could always comment that as well. Am I forgetting anything? I did a couple drawings before. That will be over on Patreon. Yep, on Patreon. If you guys are a patron, you can see the little messages on there of who won. But we did a drawing for a lanyard, and we also did a drawing for Char's artwork, which she will be doing for a lucky patron over there.
$1.
I believe Patreon. It was Adam who won, right? Adam, yeah. So
yes.
Congrats to Adam. If you're just hearing this now, go ahead and let me know what kind of art you want. But I'll get in touch with you before this. We will talk. And then also Gaming Forte. He won the lanyard. So congrats to Gaming Forte on rigged. That. Rigged. Yeah, people might say it's rigged because he is a new patron. He literally just signed up like 2 days ago or something like that. But he won. Hey, fair is fair. So congrats to him. And we will be doing the art giveaway every month. So if you didn't win this month, no worries. You can maybe win next month. Is that it, Char? Am I missing anything?
Nope, not that I can think of.
Yeah. Any last words? Anything you want to,
Come to Canada.
There you go. There you go. Come with me, guys. Let's go. Let's take a bus. I'm down. I'm driving. But all right, guys. Thanks for watching, and catch us next time. We will see you then.
Later.
Peace.